When you don't know where the hell your border is of this nation and half the people have not eaten properly, you are talking about in one hand popcorn, one hand Coca-Cola and you can't stand up. You have read European history, you have no idea of Indian history. In 1947, when the flag went up, the entire nation stood up. Entire nation stood up. It's okay, don't shout. If you want to say something, take the microphone and speak. Anonymously, anybody can say anything. If you want to say something, stand up and speak, it's perfectly fine with me. All right? Just doing boo-boo, woo-woo is not going to help.
So Sadhguru, the next two, three questions revolve around this…
Yeah, as a lawyer, you shouldn't warn me, what is the next question? You must shoot.
So the broad theme of the next two, three questions revolves around the concept of nationalism, of allegiance to the country. So my question basically concerns your response to Gautam Gambhir's question, wherein Gautam Gambhir was of the opinion that people should be compelled to stand up for the national anthem, and he was surprised as to how this was even a topic of debate. As I understand, you agreed with him, with the only qualifier being that if somebody is disabled, he should not be forced. And…
I'm not looking at it… Please complete the question. I'm not looking at it so simplistic, but…
So, Sadhguru, my question is that should we not allow people to find out what their own interpretations of loyalty and allegiance are? I mean, we walk unaffected when women are raped. We walk unaffected when women are raped. We stop Dalits from entering public facilities. There are so many injustices that we do.
So we can do one more.
No, I mean, just because we go to the cinema and before gangs of Wasipur, we stand up for the national anthem, how does that become the criteria for having allegiance to the nation, of being a patriot to the nation?
Looks like it's a very popular question. See, let's look at it this way. A nation, when we say a nation, all nations on the planet are not in the same state of development, evolution, and social and other realities are not in the same state. Looking at India as a nation, we are trying to make this a nation. Still there is no real nation, because still a whole lot of people are identified with their caste, creed, many things, with their community, many things. Because we are yet to make a nation out of it. We should have done it early on after 1947, but we did not do that work properly. As you said, discrimination is there based on your caste. That means we've not made a nation yet. You are separate nation, I am separate nation, isn't it? Just because of your birth. So if you want to make this a nation, there are certain tools, certain symbols, certain acts, and Anthem is one of them, that we are trying to make a nation out of this. And we are a nation where 500 million people have not eaten properly. Largest number of malnourished people on the planet, unfortunately in our country. Nearly 60% of rural population in India, their skeletal system has not grown to full size, they are all like this, compressed. Decipated life, underdeveloped life we are generating. But we have debates about whether we should stand up or sit down when the anthem happens, all right? Simply because we've lost our humanity. I'll come to this. And we have issues with our sovereignty. Somebody is always trying to gobble part of what you call as India. That itself is not settled. We don't know where our borders are, yes? And you and me are sitting here today comfortably talking about many things simply because there are men who are standing there who are willing to die for this nation. You don't like it, it's fine. There are men and women who are willing to die for this nation. Every day they're dying. You may be seeing it as statistic, but unfortunately, they have wives, they have children, they have families. A man who stands there willing to stake his life, willing to make his wife into a widow, willing to make his children into orphans, at least please tell him, we don't care a damn for this nation, you also come back, what are you guarding against? Why should a man stand there guarding this nation when we are not willing to stand up for a simple symbol of the nationhood? It is 52 seconds, it's a shame. Now, the kind of arguments people are creating is, what if somebody is handicapped? Arey, don't we have that much sense? If somebody is handicapped, we will not ask him to stand up? What nonsense is this? He can sit like this, showing some expression for the nation. Nation has to evolve. If this nation in the next 25 years comes to a place where all citizens in this country are well-nourished, we can bring down our nationalism and patriotism by 25%. If in another 15, 20 years or 25 years, if everybody is well-employed, well-to-do, nation is bursting with prosperity, then you can bring it down to 50%. Someday if you come to such an egalitarian situation where there is no caste, no creed, no discrimination, gender, caste, creed doesn't matter, we are all just boom. If you come to that stage, we can talk about dissolving the nation and making nation into a global possibility. But without understanding the realities, when your sovereignty is not fixed, when you don't know where the hell your border is of this nation and half the people have not eaten properly, you are talking about in one hand popcorn, one hand Coca-Cola and you can't stand up. No, this is not okay. This is not okay. This is not a question of nationalism, this is a question of your humanity.